Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of the show that has yet to be named. Today we're ranking Catwoman. I'm here with JohnnyDonuts 777. I'm here with Puttyman, the Puttyster,
Meow.
and he is half cat and not cool at all.
And all pussy.
Whoa, whoa! I just like the pussy.
Okay, so we're gonna be ranking all the live action Catwomen. Women?
Catwomen?
Catwoman?
I got a
Like
purple
it's like
claw.
meese, cat, like a meese, a mice. So we're gonna be ranking them all. There's 9. So the way we're gonna do this is if somebody doesn't know the person, they're just gonna put them at the bottom of the list, and that will be the reason why. So why don't we start this off with JD?
Sure. Number 9 is from the worst Catwoman movie, and that's Halle Berry.
Really?
Yep.
Did we misinterpret this? Is there another person I don't know?
But sadly, because I didn't know one of these, that makes me
Okay,
sad.
so Putty, you go next then.
All right, so unfortunately, because I've never seen it, I had to put it on the bottom of the list. It makes me sad because that means Halle Berry got another spot, and that's Maggie Baird. I never saw the Birds of Prey
Macy
series.
Baird.
Yeah,
Maggie.
I put
Maggie?
yeah.
It's Maggie.
So yeah, I put her at number 9 because you said put the ones I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. So coming in at number 9 for me is Maggie Baird. Surprisingly enough, I have seen this and it is awful. It is one of the worst
than
things
Halle
ever.
Berry?
Yes.
Putty, I was very excited to see this show when it came out, and it was
Birds of
not
Prey,
good.
Tina Meyer?
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, Maggie Baird is Billie Eilish's mom.
Oh,
How
really?
No,
is it?
come on.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Oh, wow. And what's funny too is I'm gonna say this. I actually went to see the
she's the
Catwoman
bad
Halle
guy.
Berry in theaters
Yeah.
only because
That
the
makes sense.
outfit looked hot. You can't.
Okay, enough what of you in this.
Yeah, who cares?
But this is like just like special bad. It's Maggie bad, and we're moving on to JD.
Which is Maggie Baird.
How did that beat Halle Berry?
Because I couldn't sit through Catwoman.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
only reason.
that's fair
the
enough.
only reason why. I have at least seen an episode or 2 of Birds of Prey.
I watched all of it, and
I'm sorry.
yeah, you should be. I did it for you. I sat through this for you people.
See, now that makes me second guess the whole situation in the first place about my list being accurate because I was just like, well, at least if I say Halle Berry at number 8, it's a situation of like she kind of looked hot in the outfit, but that's only a little bit. Like the mask was horrible, and that's it. But yeah, my number 8.
My number 8 because it had the slightest little microscopic bits of anything worthwhile is Halle Berry in Catwoman.
This is so shocking.
The
for
fact
these
that
two
she
to be
came
A-
and collected her Razzie for it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm kind of that's the one thing I will say. At least she went in there and did that. You know what I mean? Come on now. But either way, yeah.
Mine, number 7,
yeah.
would be Lee Merriweather.
Oh my god, are we gonna have the same list here?
Or is this going to be the same list here?
Maybe. She only appeared in the film, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, Putty, I'm guessing you have Lee Merriweather.
I got Lee Merriweather at number 7. Yes.
As I also have Lee Merriweather from the Batman 66 series. It's not the same coming off Julie Newmar and having Lee Merriweather.
Yeah.
Not even remotely the same.
Nope.
Okay, number 6.
Number 6 is Carmen Bicondova, Catwoman from the Gotham series.
A Putty Man.
Okay. Well, this is actually where the list does diverge now. For me, it would be Eartha Kitt. And it's funny. It was hard for me on this one because I liked both of the 76 series Catwomans, but because that's the reason I was doing the whole cat thing earlier, because I loved how Eartha Kitt did that thing, but another one kind of beat her off. So beat her to that one. So
You beat
number
her
6
off,
You
eh?
beat her off. Okay.
Anyway, Eartha Kitt would be number 6.
Okay, so this is definitely where we split. My number 6, sorry, is Anne Hathaway, and I think that she's really good in the role. I love the costume. I think she's super hot in I think Catwoman as a character, it exudes like a sexualness, and I think that's important for that specific character. And Hathaway does that. She definitely shows off a lot of the acrobatic type stuff that she does, jumping out of the window and whatnot, but I don't feel like it's an important version of Catwoman.
Mine would be what, number 5 now?
Yeah.
Would be the same what you just said, Campo. It's Anne Hathaway. I didn't really feel that Catwoman type of character from her. She was great as an actress in the film, but she didn't really exude
it didn't feel like an important Catwoman.
Yeah, it didn't. It's almost as if it was thrown in there just for the sake of having Catwoman in the film. To me. All right, Putty.
Okay, well, unfortunately, mine actually goes south from your guys' because my number 5 would be Julie Newmar. Not saying that I don't like the original Catwomen. They were a big part of pop culture, but again, until we get to the number 1, it was there was other Catwoman in my eyes that definitely trumped in that way. So yeah, Julie Newmar for number 5.
Oh, it's already me.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Carmen B. Candova. I think like it was 5 and 4 were really close for me. That's
just middle of the pack. Yeah,
I was just thinking about it here. Do I want to switch them around? That's why it took so long to say it. But like, I don't know if she look, the series is long and she does a great job being this young Catwoman that eventually does turn into the Catwoman we know towards the end of the series.
Who's not even played by her at the end of the series.
At the very end. But I mean, she gets a suit at some point, like a suit. But it's not, it doesn't feel, like I said, it doesn't feel like an important, as good as it was, and she played the character well, it's just not important enough to be in my top.
Fair enough. Number 4 is Eartha Kitt.
I think we're about to line back up.
Yeah.
You guys might. Yeah, I think we're going to be different on this one too.
Yeah.
So mine?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So number 4. Okay. So number 4, number 3 were kind of hard. Here's my thing. The problem is until you get to 2 and 1, my choices of Catwoman are I like these, but again, it's still kind of etchy. And again, I like the older ones, but they don't really capture. Anyway, but number 4 for me is Anne Hathaway. I understand why you guys got her lower on the list and everything. She isn't the stereotypical Catwoman, but for me, it at least fits more to the comic book than I feel Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt did. Even though I did love them, don't get me wrong. It's just that campy Batman was great for what it was, but it didn't feel comic booky, if that makes sense. It felt too comic booky, as in like cartoony comic booky.
We'll argue it later. We'll argue points later. So this is me, right?
Your number 4. Yeah.
My number 4 is Eartha Kitt. I think coming off the heels of Julie Newmar, it's not that easy to just do it, and she kind of just fit into the role where Lee Merriweather kind of just didn't get it. I don't think. Eartha Kitt really added this new flair to the character. Like Putty was doing all the friggin' cat sounds before, and it was cool, and she was black, and it was different. And
that's the thing too. That broke barriers too, because like that was the first time when a traditionally, like, I guess, white character was racially swapped, and that was, especially in the 60s, that was a big thing.
Oh, of course,
and she's very good in the role.
Yep.
Also, shout out to her in Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna go there.
That's the thing. She's such a great actress, and she did a good job of that. That's the thing. It's good, but for me, it was like one of those things where it's like, it was a different Catwoman, which was a good Catwoman, but it was a different type of Catwoman, which I liked. So,
JD number 3.
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, you want to go? Yeah, go
I was just gonna say she did well in the role, but I still didn't get that Catwoman feel from her. But the role that she played in the film as Selena Kyle was really, really good. Sorry, that's all. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
All right, my number 3 is Cameron Beldova. Here's my thing. I understand she didn't go straight Catwoman, but like just even the way she looked, she had the cat burglar feel, everything. Like when I first saw her, I was like, holy crap, she looks like Catwoman. Like I would see that being Catwoman based on what I've read the comics, things of that nature. So I can understand why she again. It's something we'll explain later, but yeah, I know that why those are other ones because they're iconic. But again, it felt more comic book, as in like she would come pulled out of the comic books.
That's also a shout out to the costuming department there.
Oh, I agree. But that also comes down to later characters too, because they did great as that. But you got to also think about the great costumes too. So, all right.
My number 3 is Zoe Kravitz. So we did line up, but I think for all the reasons that everything they tried to do with Anne Hathaway's character was just done the exact same with Zoe Kravitz, where she's already doing her own thing, but she's not Catwoman. She's kind of still Selena Kyle, but
they
she's
never
also
refer
doing
to her as
thing.
Catwoman.
Yeah, so and I think they just did it better with Zoe Kravitz, and I would like to see where this character goes from here. Honestly, I don't think she's going to come back. I don't feel like it's a character that is needed. Is that weird to say? Like it doesn't. I don't ever see a reason for her coming back, because even if you read comics until just recently, Batman and Catwoman never really do a thing together. They're kind of just like episodically come in and out of each other's lives. He doesn't have a need for Catwoman.
No, and I think that'll be good for Pattinson's character too. Yeah. Is this way it makes him a little bit more dark, a little bit more sinking into that.
But at the same time, it's such a slight introduction to the character of Catwoman that I almost feel like they have to bring her back, because it doesn't make any sense to have done what they did and not. Does that also make sense?
Yeah, no, totally makes sense.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. My number 2 is Michelle Pfeiffer. It was a different take on the character, and I think it's a very highly underrated Batman film, and the whole cast on that movie. Up until recently, I would have said DeVito was the best Penguin until seeing Colin Farrell in the Penguin role.
Man,
he was fantastic in that, but this is not about the Penguin. But I would say Michelle Pfeiffer. It was a different take on that Selena Kyle character.
Okay. Well, I mean, definitely, the lists are going crazy. At least for me, you guys might line up. For me, number 2 is Zoe Kravitz. I actually really liked it. I was actually pleasantly shocked. Again, it was the same thing with her look too, and her demeanor. For the character, the way they're portraying this Batman, where it's not really the charismatic Batman, it's more, or the charismatic Bruce Wayne. I felt like she worked in that realm of being that Catwoman. And then visually her look, because Catwoman's always been a very slender type character, and she fits that moniker, that look, you know what I mean? So it felt very comfortable to see her and see what she potentially can be as far as being Catwoman. And I love how everything when it came to that movie was going more for like not the grisly look. Like for example, her mask was basically just like a
sock with a hole cut out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like when you look at it, it just looks like something someone put together just so they could rob a place. You know what I mean? And that is something I liked seeing, that version of Catwoman, because I feel like later on, now that she might have some connections with Bruce Wayne, she might have a little money to make a better mask. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, that's why she's at number 2 for me.
Okay, so this is a hard one for me because I kind of want to co-discuss this, but I'm reverse of you. So my number 2 is Julie Newmar. For my money, surprisingly enough, the sexiest Catwoman. The suit, like there's just something about the way she looks. Whenever episode she's in, I cannot look away from the screen. And this is 1966 we're talking about. She defines the character for almost all Catwoman. She is so comic book accurate to the time period of when they made it. And the suit is good. Her acting is good. She handles both sides so well when she's Catwoman, when she's not Catwoman. And her constant like play at that she's trying to seduce Bruce Wayne into like getting what she wants, and that's just she's very good.
Which leads into my number one, which is Julie Newmar. Probably one of my first childhood crushes, even though she was old enough to be my mother at the time.
I'll agree with that. She was old enough to be my grandmother at the time.
And the thing is, I think too, that's where it shows that little bit of a generational gap between you and I, Campo, is that's why our number one and number two are reversed. And don't get me wrong, this was a tough decision, but I had to go with Julie Newmar as number one because of the fact that she, like you said, she embodied that Catwoman persona, that like she was a cat burglar first and foremost. That's why she's named Catwoman. Like, and then the costume, and then the way she used to do the perfect, right? Like, it was just like, there was something about it that was just like that. And it's like those, you know, those weird prepubescent feelings that you would get to watching this show. It's a combination of everything. And I had to go with Julie Newmar as my number one.
Okay. Well, then I think that's number one is the only one me and Campo lined up with, because my number one is Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, it was the same situation what you said with there. For me, was Michelle Pfeiffer was the one. And see, the thing is, I'm actually between the age of both of y'all in that funny situation. But I actually late at night would watch. I would watch Star Trek. I'd watch Batman. They would show the reruns late at night. And the thing was they were so campy that when I was a kid, I was like, I need something cooler. Because again, I was doing He-Man, Ninja Turtles. I was like, you know, Batman had the powers, the things. So I wasn't looking at her as a sex symbol. I was just looking at her. She's wearing those cat outfits you see girls regularly wear, kind of situation. It didn't for me. It didn't feel like what I would see in the comic books.
But they wear it because of her.
No, I get it. But you have to understand how
trendsetter.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But my point to the whole thing is, I was used to the Catwoman with a mask over the eyes that was part of the whole, like it was a cowl kind of situation. You know what I mean? And that's where Michelle Pfeiffer came in. Oh man, there's Michelle Pfeiffer when she pulled all that up, like little things like when she was seducing Danny DeVito's like penguin, little things like that. I was like, oh man, this is, you know, let's put it this way: I never saw Basic Instinct, but because of this movie, I did.
Sharon Stone.
Oh no, sorry, you're right.
Different actress altogether.
Oh my god, I screwed that up. Anyway.
You should have watched Basic Instinct first, if anything, before Batman.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, so my number one is Michelle Pfeiffer. And I'm gonna tell you why. It was between her and Julie Newmar, it was super close. In terms of just like being like a young kid and not really understanding why I like Julie Newmar, I understand what you're saying about that,
Mm-hmm.
and I prefer her in that way. If as just like a sex symbol, I kind of prefer Julie Newmar. She's more my type of the girl I would like in general. But Michelle Pfeiffer took the character in a completely different direction. It's very weird. She's very odd. The acting is so good, and it feels more, it's not comic book accurate at all.
No,
but it feels more like a comic book character.
It's a
would
very
be
Tim
than
Burton-esque
anyone else.
character.
Yes, and it's so ripped from a comic book, just over the top, so evil, but yet still has like a heart, and that's where her Catwomanness came in. And then her Selena Kyle side is like pretty decently fleshed out, because most of these movies where like the new movie, she is Selena Kyle basically for the whole movie, and her character's not fleshed out at all as Selena Kyle. Like everything you get from that movie out of her is like Easter eggs that they drop on you, like, oh, it's Thing's daughter or whatever. I'm not gonna give heavy spoilers here, but I mean, I think Michelle Pfeiffer's iconic, and
I'm not disagreeing. Like,
I think
it's all good choices.
Everything about it. Putty brought up a lot of good points. Like the suit looks really good. The way that she is constantly like flirting with everybody to get what she wants. She like Michelle Pfeiffer nailed it. And I mean, you can't go wrong with that 1 and 2 for me and JD. Putty, I don't know what the hell went wrong with your list, but
no, see, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you too. Another thing is, when I was making this list, I liked Catwoman, but see, when we talk about and look back on like superheroes or like females in like those kind of roles, everyone loved Catwoman, and I did too, but I wasn't as obsessed as some people might have been with Catwoman. I mean, I liked Batman as a series, but again, I was always wanting to see, and this reason why I was so excited to see Poison Ivy. I wanted to see those characters, you know what I mean? And so when we finally got Poison Ivy, I was happy to see Uma Thurman, but even at the same time, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, in my eyes, was better than Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy. But that's what I wanted more, if that makes sense. So, I understand.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I actually have to kind of agree with you. But for me, the thing with Catwoman is, as a Batman fan, like, this is the thing. Like you said, Batman 66 is super campy. But like for me, my dad was like, this was my favorite show when I was a kid, and he would make me watch it. And
I didn't have.
And I already liked Batman, so for me, that was like, okay, Batman's, and he's so cool in that show. I know it's a campy show, I get it, but Catwoman is like the equivalent to Marvel having Black Widow. When we first got Avengers and stuff, the character everybody wanted was Black Widow, and then when you have anything Batman or anything DC, really, everybody wants Catwoman.
Yeah, no, and I agree. Right? And then, it's not me downfalling. I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying that I see your side of it, because what you're saying completely makes sense.
It's just a counterpoint, is all.
Yeah, I think for me that's what was special about this. And
right? It's very like I said earlier too. It's very much a generational and an age thing, right? All depends on what era you grew up in. And the thing about Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman too, it was a different take. It wasn't that cat burglar.
Yes, it was very odd. It was a strange character, and like you said, it was very Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah, it's a very Tim Burton type of character. So it's like, and like, there's no wrong choices here. Like, basically, all 6 through 1 is good.
I like Anne Hathaway. Like I said, I really like her in that role. Anne Hathaway is one of my favorite actresses that works right now. I think she's beautiful, and I think she was a great Catwoman. It just wasn't the Catwoman that it didn't matter. It wasn't
the correctly written Catwoman.
Yes.
Well, see,
I agree.
Well, I want to go and say this because I haven't had to listen. I know you guys aren't downfalling her, but that's what I was talking about before, because Michelle Pfeiffer didn't do it, and you guys brought up a good point about how the main thing is Catwoman was a cat burglar. You know what I mean? That was a major part of her story. And I understand Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt, they kind of embodied that. But for me, it always is going to go back to the movie ones. You know what I mean? Outside of the one in the TV show, when she, again, for Gotham, she was literally a cat burglar through almost every episode she was. That's why I was like, oh my God, she fits it. And that's why I was happy about Anne Hathaway, because that was when I was like, okay, they're actually going back to the cat burglar thing that they didn't do before when it came to Michelle Pfeiffer. So as Zoe Kravitz kind of goes between that, like you never see her cat burglaring. Again, I will admit, with Zoe Kravitz,
but she does have a slimy feel to her,
right?
Yeah, well, she has like a street level like feel.
The reason she got number 2 for me was because of her relationship, because of her family relationship, and the look. I just felt like Zoe Kravitz had a look that felt very like feline. Does that make sense? Like she fit that whole Catwoman feel.
Yeah, she can move like a cat.
And everything.
I can agree with that.
And so if you would actually see her in the best outfit of Catwoman, I feel like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" Because it's gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, "Wow!" Like the eyes and every little bit of that stuff.
I think with her, they should stay. Like, okay, so if you're gonna go suit wise, the most practical and honestly one of the best looking ones is Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The fold down, she has the goggles. I think that was the smartest thing ever, because you turn a practical thing. She didn't make it on purpose to look like a cat. It just happened to look like that.
Which would work for the Zoe Kravitz version.
Where it's like Cameron Bikandova has the goggles look, which is like more modern style Catwoman. Which I'm not a big fan of the goggles.
Bring back 90s purple suit Catwoman.
That would be actually pretty cool. And I would, I think, don't be surprised if you get that in the Matt Reeves Batman, where her next suit is going to look almost the same, but it's going to be a slight like purplish tint.
Color.
So that would be cool. I mean, they're all pretty good. Maggie Baird, that
I love how I never saw that, and that's still.
You know what suit she wears? She wears Michelle Pfeiffer's cat suit.
Isn't she supposed to be the daughter?
She's supposed to be the daughter. No, her daughter is in the show, and she's in flashbacks.
Right. She's supposed to be Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
They show her in flashbacks. She's only in like 3 episodes.
Whatever. I never watched
Just like
it.
Mark Hamill was
really
in the pilot.
Bad, Putty. It's really
even
bad.
though Mark Hamill was in the pilot as the Joker.
Wait, was he really?
Yeah.
I might set to go look for that clip. At least
Just
see that.
go to watch like the highlight reel of it or something.
Okay.
Like a
Yeah,
sizzle
because
reel.
it's supposed to begin like the way the Killing Joke is.
Really, because you would
Yeah.
think seeing Mark Hamill as the Joker doing the voice of Joker would be pretty cool.
You
but
don't
now I
really
think,
see him though. That's the thing.
oh, okay. Never
It's
mind.
kind of
Okay.
like a shouldery, like things are happening.
and they just have him doing the voice, which fits.
Just to
yeah.
show Barbara Gordon become Oracle and
Okay, makes
But
sense.
yeah, I mean, and Halle Berry trash.
Wait.
Um,
Wait, did they skip the whole Batwoman straight to Oracle?
yeah.
So she be
It's literally
Yeah.
Birds of Prey, but like somehow in the future.
does James
They do
Gordon
mention the fact that she was
okay.
Batgirl.
Okay, well,
mean,
one of the characters is Catwoman and Batman's daughter,
Huntress.
which it's Huntress, but it's not the Huntress that we know.
It's not your comic book Huntress. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Black Canary was in that too, was it?
Yeah.
What?
you Putty. It
Oh,
sucks.
please don't tell me
Please
that Black
watch
Canary
it.
ruined-
Just please watch it.
Don't make me watch something.
It's a big
make me
pile of
mad.
dog poop.
Who's the third one? I can't remember oh, it's some random like new character that they
Eat the
created
dog poop, Ron Burgundy.
Eat the dog poop. Yeah, it was really, really bad, and I had such high expectations for that.
And if you want to have even more fun, go find the Justice League series from the 90s.
Oh my
That is like one of the worst things. Guy Gardner Green Lantern is in it.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
so bad. So
See,
bad.
see,
White
here's the
leather.
thing. Here's the one thing that see the thing is that's the reason why I could never do the DC series with you guys because I've not watched. I've always been scattered. I watched Smallville, then missed the Flash and Great Arrow series, and then I watched like I skipped.
I'm
around
really
this.
surprised Catwoman never showed up in Arrow. Like it seemed because he did go to Gotham a few times, didn't he? Like,
Yeah,
and it's
But
a
they'll
character
never-
they could have used.
they
Like I said-
could have, but I don't think DC will allow Catwoman to be in a rinky-dink TV series.
Not anymore.
Well, all I know is I would have problems with that, but it sounds like when you guys were talking about all these horrible DC things, it would be on my side where I was really addicted to Marvel and seeing stuff like Generation X or Nick Fury, aka David Hasselhoff's Nick Fury, where it's just bad, or
Listen,
Doctor Strange. Those kind of-
1990
Punisher.
Fantastic Four is not that bad. They actually tried
Yeah,
Which one?
the
1990.
Fantastic Four movie.
What do you mean the old 80s, 90s one?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
1990.
I have
Fantastic
still
Four.
haven't got to watch that one. I still need to
Watch
watch
it
though.
if you can find a copy online.
Okay.
Watch it. It's
Okay.
it's not good because they have no budget. They were literally given nothing, but the people involved were actually trying to make a
Yeah.
good movie. Like they're
Okay.
really trying, and it's not as bad as people say.
The script is actually not
The
horrible.
acting is pretty decent. The Thing looks actually pretty good for
Yeah.
like
I
what
seen
they
it
have.
because understand. Here's the thing. I know we're getting on topic, but I remember the first time I was watching some movie and they showed the trailer. It was on videotape, and they showed the trailer. And as a kid, I'm like, oh, they're making a Fantastic Four movie. And then all of a sudden, I remember years going, what never happened, and I forgot it existed. And then the internet made a big deal about it, and they did an interview with Stan Lee talking about it, and I'm like, wait. Didn't I see a trailer for that? And I literally I flashed back to seeing the trailer when I rented a VHS of it popping up. So my point to the whole thing is I was so excited later when we finally got a Fantastic Four movie. And even though people hate it, I liked the one with Jessica Alba. I didn't like Rise of the Silver Surfer, but I did like the first one. I liked the comedy.
The first one wasn't a bad movie either.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
let's
still
keep
think-
this conversation for an upcoming list.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, so I mean, I think it's an iconic character. I think it perfectly combines like a powerful woman with sex appeal, with skill, comic bookness. She has so many layers. She's almost like a female Batman in a way, but she's a lot more mysterious because you learn about Batman obviously because the story's told through him, right?
Mhm.
Catwoman is more like you only know bits and pieces as you move along, but strong character. I think most of these are good choices, minus the bottom. I mean, I don't really even hate Lee Merriweather's version. I just don't understand.
I think what happened with Lee Merriweather was Julie Newmar couldn't come back to film the movie, so let's get somebody that kind of looks like her.
She was filming something else.
Yeah,
but wasn't people? Because here's the thing: wasn't people confusing her with actually Julie Newmar when she played the role?
They were for a little bit.
I know when I didn't see the
Not
movie
me.
till later on. Like when I saw the movie till later on, because the reason I saw the movie is because you know how like they had the VHS and it was all campy and they had that over exaggeration on the video. I remember seeing it and thinking like I remember thinking Julie Newmar was going to be in there, and I'm like, this isn't Julie Newmar. Why did I like people tell me this is Julie Newmar? And that's when I found out it was a different person.
Also, in the movie, isn't it not Frank Gorshin?
It's no, it's Austin,
Adam's Family guy, right?
Sean Austin's dad, John Austin.
Yeah, because I that's why
and Cesar Romero and his mustache.
It's not a good movie. It's fine.
No.
It's fine. But compared to the first 2 seasons of the actual show, it's like nothing like it. I mean, the 3rd season, when they started changing a lot of the actors, I mean, I really like Eartha Kitt, but the show got really stupid.
Yeah. They took it went from Batman Returns to Batman Forever.
Well, I mean, can we remember?
That was season 3.
Banana phone.
I mean, there was like that, and like I mean that's the thing.
Nothing beats that video from E-Bomb's World of him just going, "This is." Okay. Anyways, that's all I have.
Batman doesn't dance anymore.
Doesn't dance.
I love it.
Okay, anyways, I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know who's your favorite Catwoman. Let us know who's your least favorite Catwoman in the comments. And peace out.